Knuckles the Echidna, Rad Red, Independent Flower, Guardian of the Master Emerald. He is one of the main staples of the Sonic series, and has been since his first appearance in Sonic the Hedgehog 3. But how much do we know about his life before the events of that game? If we look into the manual for Sonic 3 and Sonic & Knuckles, we can pick up a little more information that seems to have been forgotten by a lot of the Sonic series, revealing that Knuckles may actually be centuries old. Let's see what we have to work with. Before we continue, I suggest watching my video on Sonic 3 and Knuckles if you haven't already. And if you like what you see here, there, or anywhere else, remember to subscribe so you can see more videos like this. I also have a very similar video I did on Metal Sonic, which I highly suggest checking out as well. We first see Knuckles on Angel Island some unspecified amount of time before the game. At this point, both the Chaos Emeralds and the Master Emerald are in their rightful places within the Master Emerald Shrine, and Knuckles himself stands as their guardian. The day started off like normal, but something has gone wrong. The Chaos Emeralds were starting to vibrate. Knuckles had absolutely no idea what was going on. He'd never seen anything like this happen before. Just as the vibrations reached their peak, he heard a massive screeching noise, and then saw a flash of light before passing out. When Knuckles finally awoke, he saw the 7 Chaos Emeralds had vanished. And not only that, as he investigated more, he saw something descending towards the island that appeared to be a giant egg. Or to be more accurate, the crashing Death Egg. So on the surface, this makes sense. The Chaos Emeralds disappeared, and Knuckles woke up to find Eggman on the island. But let's think about the timeline up to this point. As shown by Sonic Origins, the events of Sonic 1, CD, 2, and 3 are one single set of events, each game leading directly into the next. Which means that the last time the Chaos Emeralds would have had time to be on Angel Island would have been before Sonic 1. This means, at the very least, that Knuckles has been passed out for however long it took Sonic to go through the events of these first 3 games. But we can drag this out even farther. According to the manual for the little-played Game Gear game Tails Adventure, before the events of Sonic 1, the Chaos Emeralds had been sealed on Cocoa Island since time immemorial. Then, has Knuckles also been passed out since time immemorial? It definitely wouldn't be beyond the power of the Emeralds to put their guardian to a form of stasis when they're not in need of him. The question then would be, why was he woken up, when the Emeralds weren't even on the island at his awakening? The answer is simple. Something else had to come to the island instead. He woke up just as the Death Egg touched down on Angel Island, for the first time in who knows how long putting the Master Emerald in danger, and requiring the services of a guardian. He woke up at exactly the right moment, right when he was needed. Interestingly, this idea has actually been used in the official Sonic media, with the Sonic the comic version of the character being said to have been in stasis for 8,000 years before the events of Sonic 3, though that version of the character was alive during the backstory events from Sonic Adventure 1, which in the game canon, Knuckles clearly knew nothing about. That said, there are a few issues with this theory. First and foremost, the plot of Tails' Adventure is very much in question right now. Ian Flynn has made it clear that all of the classic era spin-offs are canon, but the exact events have been changed to fit with the modern canon in ways that we just don't know. For example, while the game was originally intended to take place before Sonic 2, Sonic Origins established that Tails was unable to fly before the events of Origins, pushing Tails' Adventure much farther ahead in the timeline. Does this change also mean that the Chaos Emeralds being sealed on Cocoa Island is no longer canon? And honestly, we don't even know for sure how much of the Sonic 3 manual we can take as gospel anymore, since many important things from that manual, such as the prophecy of the Great Dragon, have never once been referenced since. With everything they changed from the other games, maybe the whole story of Knuckles having the Chaos Emeralds before the events of the game is no longer canon as well. Unfortunately, we just don't know. It's also worth mentioning that the Chaos Emerald cutscene may have been retconned even before all of this happened way back in 1994. In the original Sonic 3, the Master Emerald just straight up didn't exist. It wasn't in the game, it wasn't in the lore, it was not introduced until Sonic & Knuckles released. So it's possible that scene was retconned after they changed up Knuckles' job to be protecting the Master Emerald. That said, there's clearly room for the Chaos Emeralds in the shrine, so they were there at one point. It's not something I see as disproving the theory, but enough people who have read the script have had this criticism that I wanted to bring it up. With all that said, where do you stand on this theory? Is the evidence no longer reliable? Do you think it's true that Knuckles is an absolute DILF? Do you hate that I asked that question? Let me know in the comments. I've also been thinking about doing a video on the prophecy of the Great Dragon I mentioned, so if you want to see that, be sure to tell me either here or in my Discord server linked in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see all of you next time. Goodbye.